I really don't know how to start these videos, so my name is
Irisu?
Neo Lutrium, and today I wanted to talk about a topic that's been circling around lately. We all know the Marina fiasco and the whole Twitch TOS dropping a new bombshell, being able to stream what could be referred to as artistic nudity. And of course, this was covered by Dexerto. I don't really have a problem with the channel, they just kind of do their own thing. It's whatever. But the poster child of said article was Marina live on stream, completely nude, edited down, of course. I don't know why I'm telling you all of this. Maybe I'm just assuming that you haven't heard of it, but if you haven't, here you go. And as the poster child, inevitably Twitch banned her for a day. Everybody and their mother harpered down on her for what she did. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you today that what she did wasn't wrong, because honestly, yeah, it was pretty bad. All things considered, I think she handled it the worst out of everybody and received the most backlash that I've ever seen to a creator, all because at the very start, she seemed like she was being disgenuine and like actually participating and trying to get people to like get angry with her. She was saying things like that she didn't really know, even though she was banning people in chat for telling her that that was against TOS, and that's kind of like the TLDR. But from all of this stemmed a whole bunch of controversy, and in fact, I made a tweet about this specifically. Follow me on Twitter at @TheRealIRSU. I am definitely the real one. The focal point of my tweet was me mostly venting. I was very upset that people all over my Twitter feed, some that I had known and some that I didn't even follow, were saying things like, ha, I got blocked by Marina, and they were gloating about it. It was something that I was not too happy about, but that's one part of the pie. I'm not going to be very upset with somebody for dunking on people. What I was seeing, though, was a bunch of people intentionally misgendering Marina, who is a trans creator, by the way. Hi, I'm also trans. You can... Oh. Fuck. Hi, I'm also trans. You can make fun of me, too. But specifically, they were... The whole argument on Twitter is that because of the things that she's done in the past, which I will touch on just a little bit, that all of these culminating together and leading up until this point where she does this TOS thing, that she no longer has the right to be referred to as a woman, as a trans woman. And that was the biggest argument I've seen from everybody. Some people who weren't even openly transphobic were saying that, she now deserves to be referred to as a he, him. And I can't begin to explain how wrong that is on so many levels. And I just need to say, I need to specify, again, this is not a defense for her actions. A lot of people think that I was defending what she was doing, or they misread what I had said, and they assumed that I was only talking about the first part because I was upset with the gloating and jumping on for clout, that I'm confusing that with transphobia. I need to be clear. Those are two very different things, and I understand where maybe some people might have been confused, though honestly you should have read and had some form of reading comprehension. I feel like every single person that replied usually is the type of person who says stuff like, bait used to be believable, so I know that they can read in between the lines, you just choose not to. So that's me being a little bit harsh, I will admit, but regardless, I need to say this is very important, because referring to somebody by their preferred pronouns is, sure, at least it shouldn't be, conditional. The part where you make it conditional is in and of itself transphobic. I know a lot of people are going to be upset at me for saying that. I had a lot of people tell me that it wasn't transphobic, that respect is what drives the people to refer to you as your preferred pronoun. So in my case, if I fucked up, suddenly if I do something wrong for whatever reason, and I don't think I've done anything wrong, this is just an example, but if I do anything wrong for a reason, you have the right to refer to me as he, him, and I no longer have the right to be known as she, her. Here's where that's wrong on many different levels. And I laugh about it because it is simply ridiculous. This is honestly the basis for what racism is, and or at least one of the forms of racism, which is dehumanizing somebody. This is almost the equivalent of if you went up to Merida and you specifically called her it or a thing, less than human, because at that point you really don't respect her humanity at all. You don't respect her gender identity, what she chose to be, what she's trying to be, what she's doing her best to do. And that, quite frankly, is kind of disgusting. And I swear there's so many people who followed me, who I was mutuals with, who think it's fine to do these things. I will admit fully that my problems with dunking on people who I feel have already kind of gone through the ringer and no longer deserve it, that's a personal thing. You know, I will admit that Marina has done a bunch of shitty stuff. I am not 100% sure of the shitty stuff that she has done, but what I can confirm to you is that back in the day for the Magic Wizards game, I did follow her. I saw an opinion that she had about it, and I was all down for it. You know, I was 100% behind her. And then the following tweet that she made, I've never unfollowed somebody so fast. I will not be pulling up the tweet. It's not important. But the basis is that she did condone harassment. And I don't agree with that. I was of the mindset that if you were going to play Hogwarts Legacy, that, you know, we can go our separate ways. I don't need to be friends with you. It's not important to, you know, it's just a minor issue to harass somebody for playing a game. And of course, it blew up after that. Following that, she got into more trouble. She was having issues with her Discord, specifically where she just would not admit that, you know, she didn't have 18 plus filters on anything, that she didn't do any checks, that she was frankly okay with having minors in her Discord. And it took a mod forcing her hand to actually make that happen. And she said something strange and weird. She was getting into fights with Melia the maid and Mizahana. If you don't know them, they're kind of like the weird problem children of our community. She was getting into fights with the Lolicons. You know, that's where the Mizahana and the Melia the maid stuff comes in. She was just all over the place. And specifically, there's been a recent controversy where she called out a VTuber by the name of Taiga, which I don't really know anything about, who is a lolicon / Shotokan, and omitted something that they had said, and it was a whole debacle. It still is a debacle. People are wringing their necks over it for many reasons. She lost a previous sponsorship with an energy drink company, and because of her whole nude fiasco, she just lost her newest sponsorship with Glitch Energy. So she's lost 2 sponsorships at this point, and she's been dunked on by her community, the outsiders of the community, her friends, me at this point. Nobody really knows me. I'm just a frog on the internet. Don't worry about it. And I personally think that that's enough, but people are ringing in the insults. It's been 3 to 4 days now, and people are still dunking on her. It's still happening. It's like straight through the Joe Cat whole fiasco that just happened the other day. And I think that it's time that we put up the towel. She got what she deserves, and she will never, and I mean ever, recover from this. Even if the people that followed her because she did the nude stuff will like bring her in some extra cash, there'll be more of her simps, her fans, whatever you want to call them. Nobody will ever let her live this down, ever. And that's kind of something I always preach. You know, if I fuck up, I expect people to always remember that I fucked up. And even if you don't bring it up to me every single day, if I fuck up similarly again, or I have a very, like, something closely related to that fuck up, you will bring it up again. And my reputation will no longer be just tarnished. It's beyond tarnished. It is completely black with soot. And it just gets worse and worse every single time. I don't want people to forget what she did. But I don't think that she should live the rest of her life, her streaming career, with people in her comment section saying, this you. Because frankly, it's annoying. Because she knows. You know, if she hasn't learned by that point, then fuck it. What's the point of wasting your energy? So, with all that being said, a big long rant over, I want to make a few points. We should learn from this, right? This is something that we as trans creators should learn from. Me personally, I was down in the dumps that we are kind of being represented by someone who is just kind of filthy. We shouldn't recognize an entire group of people based off of one person's actions. Yes, we are a community. We're a group of people. We are trans. And with that, we do hold each other accountable in certain degrees. That doesn't mean that what Marina did defines what my personality is or what I do. All these extra little, like, transphobic things that people like to push on us, the weird shit that I don't even know at this point. That doesn't define me. It doesn't define who I am. And I will work towards being a stronger, better content creator than Marina. I might not be there right now, but I'm always working towards that goal of being a good representation, being somebody that you can look at and be proud of, and look at her and be like, wow, she is literally me. And maybe you're not like that, and you're like, I don't know how I feel about trans people. You could think that I'm at least chill and cool and open-minded. Hopefully, that's like the dream for me. And this is far and beyond what I make normally for a video. It's all over the place, so I apologize. I just hope that we can all learn to love and treat people as individuals rather than labeling them as a group. It's in our humanity to do this, and that's something that I want to talk about at a later date. But as humans, we all decide that it's easier to push somebody into a group and label them rather than take the time to get to know someone, because we're very centered on ourselves. We're self-centered. We're very selfish. It's just the way it is. So, I won't rant for much longer. Thank you for listening to me. And I want to do some more extra content later pertaining to trans stuff, so keep an eye out for that. If you did like this video, I know it's a fucking very, very dramatic. There's a lot of drama involved. Maybe people dislike this video. Hit those buttons down there. You know what? I'll test this. Click the like button, or hit that like button, or hit that dislike button. I want to know what your opinion is. I get to see what you think of it. And it helps me know how to better focus my content in the future. Thank you. And subscribe? What the fuck?